Welcome to the Roaring 20s. This is Lisa Meade Romero, Independent Sales Director with Mary Kay, and I'm so excited to walk you through this tutorial because the 20s is when makeup was marketed to the masses. It was all about pale skin, smoky eyes, thin brows, and super cute red lips. So excited to do this with you.
So I'm excited. I'm going to talk to you about some things that are a little bit unique in this era, and one of those is the brows. So in the 1920s, the brows were super thin. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with my eyebrows right now, but I am going to show you a trick to mimic that. So I'm going to go in with our precision brow liner, and I'm actually just going to focus on the top part of my brow so I get that thinning look. The other thing is, as they drew their brow, they drew it lower, all the way, almost past the normal stopping point that we would have now. Okay, almost to give a little bit of a theatrically sad appearance. So I'm just going to draw it in. I'm going to focus mainly on doing a thin line at the top of the brow, and then I'll show you how we can hide. And it was a little bit more curved. And as you see, I'm going to pull it way down lower than I would normally draw my brow. So now, how do I create the appearance that my brows are not there without fucking them? Because this is just a temporary look, right? So I'm gonna go in with a concealer brush, and I'm going to go in with some of our concealer to just kind of coat this. If you don't have a small enough brush, you could absolutely use a small or unused mascara wand that you can get at a beauty store. So I'm going to pretty much like tap in the concealer so it covers up the rest of my hair here. Because it's all about that smoky eye. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to start by lining the eye with a black eyeliner. This is when like a real kohl pencil was super common. So I'm going to start with this, and then I'll blend out. And the great thing about this part is because it's so smoky, it doesn't have to be precise, and it can be thick. Okay, and it was all around the eye, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You're really just going to go ahead, get that on there, and then you can use a smudger brush to blend that out. We will be going back and doing like our final liner, but this is giving us a great base start for a smoky eye. And again, you'll do it underneath because it's all about the entire eye. Underneath, I like to do a few dots so that I can then blend it together in a little bit more of a natural look. Now this is where actually blues were really popular in the 1920s, but also were grays, silvers, to do a smoky but really just a deep eye. So I'm going to start with one of our all over color brushes, and I'm going to go into this granite color here, and I'm really doing it, yes, on the lid, but I am bringing it up slightly onto the brow bone. And don't worry about it being perfect because we will be blending. Again, I like to go in with my smudger brush, and I will do a little bit underneath the lash line. Awesome. So now I'm going to go back and do just a shade lighter here, right kind of on that boundary between where I put the granite and where I haven't put any shadow yet. Again, don't worry about it being perfect. With a clean brush, and this is where I'm going to really blend that edge out so it looks like it naturally fades into my skin. And I have a small lid, so I don't have a ton of real estate here, but if you have a larger lid, you're going to have some more open space between your brow bone and your eyebrow, especially with those thin brows. Okay, now I like to go in with this very light crystalline color and focus on lightening up that outside part of the lid, like a highlighter. Really just focus it. I also like to go a little bit on the inner corner for some drama. Now they would have used waxed based eyeshadow here, so it would have been a little bit creamier than using a powder shadow. So if you would like to use a cream shadow or a liquid shadow, that's totally up to you. So pretty smoky eye. Now I like to go back and intensify. So you can go back in with your kohl pencil. I'm gonna go in with a water based liner or a liquid liner to really get in between those lashes. And I do like using a liquid liner because you can use the side of it and lay it up against. This was, now a lot of the makeup of the 20s was inspired by Egyptian culture. So I'm not going to do a winged eye, I'm just going to do a very intense line there and use just the tip of this liner and go in between all of these lashes down here. You can also look up and take it in between the lashes this way too, to really get in there so you're not leaving any real estate untouched. Awesome, so those are our smoky eyes, and I'm going to do the mascara last after I set. So we're gonna pause on the eyes, we're gonna go now to the cheeks. So in the 1920s, it was really just about doing a circle. We're so used to doing a little bit more of an angular look with cheek color, but in the 20s, it's all about a little circle, and you could be as bold as you wanted to in the 20s with your cheek color. It was about that comparison between the bold makeup and that white, ivory skin. So I am going to just go in with some brighter colors here, because it's fun, it's the 20s. I'm gonna smile, and I'm really just doing a circle right on the apple of my cheek. It was almost like creating that dollhouse look. All right, now it's all about the lips. This is the era, like I mentioned, about the Cupid's bow, and that was really, really important. So what they did is they almost minimized the outer portion of the lips and accentuated the inner portion here. So I'm gonna just kind of bring my foundation. Although liners weren't super common, just to help give that accentuated shape, and I will do red because red is where it's at when it comes to the 20s. So I'm going to over-exaggerate the Cupid's bow, but under-exaggerate the length of my mouth. Use our red stiletto lipstick because I absolutely love it. This is the perfect opportunity. If you ended up making your lips a little wider than you wanted to, you can go right back in with your concealer brush and clean those lines in. People are using mascara for the norm. So here we are. We're gonna go in with our eyelash curler and give it a couple pumps down at the base and a little bit up the shaft. So you want to do a couple that kind of gives a really full look because it was all about the eyes. So when you do apply mascara, try and get as close to the base of your lashes as possible and wiggle as you pull up and out. So that's definitely making an impact, right? Mascara makes their eyes pop, and it was all about the eyes in the 1920s.
Your roaring 20 looks with the thin brows, the perfect pout, and the smoky eyes. It's a simple look to do. This is Lisa Meade Romero with Mary Kay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for supporting the chamber. I hope you all have a fantastic, roaring good night.